Now then, let us proceed with the next application. Let the claimants appear before this court.
Call Mr. and Mrs. Atkinson Wood.
Call Mr. and Mrs. Atkinson Wood.
Oh.
Oh, heavens.
They're coming in. Come on. Oh, well, I'd like just to make it noise. Come on.
Okay.
Good.
I've lost that.
Into the witness box.
Now then, Mr. and Mrs. Atkinson Wood, thank you very much indeed. Is it Atkinson or is it Atkinson Wood or?
I'm Mr. Atkinson.
I'm Mrs. Atkinson Wood.
Yep.
I'll get my coat, my lord.
Okay. Right, thank you very much indeed. And who?
Shall I swear them in, my lord?
I wouldn't do that yet. Yes, please carry on. Yes, carry on.
Raise your right hand. I swear that the evidence I shall give.
I swear that the evidence I shall give
Shall be the truth.
shall be the truth,
The whole truth and nothing but the truth.
the whole truth and nothing but the truth,
According with the ancient customs of this court.
according to the ancient customs of this court.
Very good.
Before we commence and find out who is representing you and who is representing the maker, do I detect a slight twang in your voice, Mrs. Atkinson Wood?
Yes, I am American.
You're American. Could you? I'm sorry.
Trump now.
Could you just explain one thing to me before we start?
If it's Donald Trump, no.
Oh, right. Fair enough. Right, moving on. So, who is appearing for the claimants?
My lord, I appear on behalf of the claimants together with my learned friend, Mr. Bajea.
And for the bacon?
I appear on behalf of the bacon, my learned junior, Miss Bradley.
Excellent. Thank you very much indeed. And if you would like to, counsel for the claimant, if you would like to proceed.
Certainly. Christopher Atkinson.
Yes, hello.
And Meredith Atkinson Wood.
Hello?
Hi. Tell us where you first met.
Well, shall I go?
Go for it.
We first met Queen's College, Cambridge, on February the 6th, 2009. I'd been at my friend's 21st birthday, good friend of mine, and where had you been? Just out with your friends?
Out with my friends, yeah.
And we met each other at this bop, right? Just like a dance thing.
Is that some sort of popular music combo thing?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's like the colleges put on these like evenings where people can go and dance and listen to good music, you know.
Not so good music sometimes.
And we were both there. I was at a different college to Meredith, and our paths just met, and the rest, as they say, is history, I suppose.
Was she your first choice of a date that evening?
Absolutely, absolutely. In fact, she was my first girlfriend.
Oh.
There you go.
And I
Have you had many since?
Well, only, my lord, only girlfriend, I think.
Oh, I'm sorry. Please continue.
Tell us about your first date then, Mrs. Atkinson Wood.
Well, it was very thoughtful of Chris, because I went to Homerton College, which is known, it's very far away from the centre of town. So Chris very thoughtfully decided that we would meet at a pub halfway between our two colleges. He thought he had chosen a night where there wasn't any football on, because he's a massive football fan, and he knew his eyes would just be drawn towards the TV. But unfortunately, there was an international friendly on. So
Brazil, Italy.
yeah.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah, so luckily he had something to watch because my friends had advised me to arrive fashionably late. So he was there about 15 minutes early and I was there about half an hour late.
Was it actually half an hour? Unbelievable.
Was it a good game?
I was getting quite nervous.
Good game, was it? Do you remember the score?
I didn't watch it.
Oh, good answer, yeah, correct. Now, I don't think, Mr. Atkinson, you had the brass to tell your mum initially, did you, about this road
Yeah,
round?
well, this was interesting. Basically, my mum found out from one of her friends, because I was friends with one of her friends on Facebook, my friend's mum, and she told her...
So you're your friends with your
friend's mum?
Your friend's mum?
This was back in the day when Facebook was like, no adults were on Facebook.
It's not a sort of Mrs. Robinson moment.
So my poor mum was a bit upset that I hadn't told her. But I hope...
she's got over it now, is she?
She's here now.
She's
got over it. Has she got over it? Yeah, she's very happy.
Oh, look, you see it. Very pleased. So, and did you tell your dad straight away?
Yeah, so I told my friends immediately that
He
I'd
was
met.
stoked, was he?
Yes, thought it was super awesome, etc. No, I think everyone thought I would go off and go to Cambridge and meet a British guy. I think my dad was a little surprised when it actually happened though. He hadn't thought through the ramifications of that.
Was that part of the plan?
Well, it was not necessarily the plan that I had envisioned, but it was definitely a very excellent, change of plans, perhaps.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell us about some of the interests that you share. What do you do?
Well, so Chris is an amazing athlete. I was a rower, but obviously we're a bit landlocked here, so I had to pick up a new sport. Chris is a really good runner, so he's got me into running. As of a year and a half ago, I'd never run above 5k in one go. And in May, we finished a half marathon together. So.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, I don't think, Mr. Atkinson, you're a big fan of cats, aren't you?
Well, I had when I was growing up, I had 2 cats and never had a dog. So
yeah, Meredith likes dogs.
Yeah, Meredith, you had 3.
She won you over with a little Chihuahua.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we went to.
I think that's a dog, my lord.
Yeah.
Can you spell it for me, please?
No.
We went to a dog's trust to rescue a dog, and we thought we were going to get something very, scrappy and respectable looking. And unfortunately, we walked out with a long-haired Chihuahua, which just looks really
get
bad.
a cream for that.
But he's very cute. He's supporting us.
Is he here?
Today. He's in the audience.
Yeah, he's just over there.
Bring forward the long-haired Chihuahua.
My lord, exhibit 1, please.
Thank you very much indeed.
Enzo.
Yeah,
That
it's
is-
called Enzo.
that is Enzo.
Yeah.
Hello,
There he is.
Enzo.
He's good.
Stupid people.
Now, I understand you go out running with your dog together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
at a great pace, I found.
Yeah, well, he's actually faster than me. I'm ashamed to admit, for up to about 6k, and then he collapses in a heap. But we were out this morning doing a park run with him.
Did a park run, finished all 3 together, which is nice.
Yeah, good.
You did 3 park runs.
I mean, Chris did do 2 last week because he did a lap and caught me up and went through the finish with me. So.
How angry were you with him at that time?
No, I insist that he tries to go for his best times because we're both really competitive. But if he's doing his best, I take some vicarious pride in that, definitely.
So you're both working at the same place together now?
Yeah?
Yes.
Was that always the case?
No.
No, well, initially you were working in museums in London, and I was working in a school in London, just on the edge of the London-Essex border. And I really wanted Meredith to get into teaching with me, long holidays and all that, it's good. So I saw there was a job at Felsted coming up, a history of art job. So I said she should go for it. She got the job. So we moved up here, and then I decided when a maths job came up at the school, I thought I'd go for it, and I got it. So now we're working together, which is
And what's
really
that
nice.
like?
It's great, isn't
It's
it?
amazing because last year we were living in Stemming Green. I was working in Felsted, but Chris was still commuting almost an hour down, almost an hour back. So especially because we teach 6-day week, we weren't getting to see much of each other. So having him around is amazing, and we're even taking on a new role next year together as a joint team. So obviously, the management thinks that we work well together. So that's good.
Tell us about your where you got married. Did you get married in?
Yeah. So we got married on Lundy Island, off the coast of Bristol Channel, and our guests arrived on Saturday. We got married on the Sunday in the little church there. And our guests left on Tuesday.
Yeah, it's a really amazing place. I really recommend you go. It's just this like rocky island with puffins, and there's no phone service, there's no television, and you just have an amazing time.
Ghastly, doesn't it?
No radio.
No, you do have there's a pub with a radio. You know, it's a really nice place.
It's a really lovely place.
So we convinced all of our friends and family to come join us there, and we just had a great time. We had the run of the island for 4 days. It was a dream.
So what's your recipe for success in a marriage then?
Well, we think honouring our shared experience is really important, because we've been married, our anniversary is in 11 days, so we've only been married almost 2 years, but we've been together for 7.5, and you do so much growing up, and we just really like to look back at what we've been through together and kind of our experiences, and I think we would never trade that for anything, those times we've had together. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm now going to hand you over to one of these reprobates on my left and see what they can do.
Less of the insults, please. Thank you very much indeed. And thank you very much, counsel, for the claimants. Now, leading counsel for the Bacon, would you like to cross-examine?
I would love to, my lord. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Quick as you can.
Thank you, my lord. So the first issue...
Getting hot in here.
The first issue...
Very quick.
...is the name issue.
Yeah.
For some people, it's a small issue. But for other people, in terms of the shared experiences, it's an important issue. So we have a Mr. Atkinson, and we have a Mrs. Atkinson-Wood.
Yeah.
Why don't we have Mr. and Mrs. Atkinson-Wood?
Well, I think it's because when I was teaching at my previous school, I just didn't want to hassle the kids, Oh, I'm now Mr. Atkinson-Wood,
Why, are they literate?
What was that?
I-double-L.
He did actually offer to change to Atkinson-Wood, and I said he didn't need to do that.
But the reality is, we have a Mrs. Atkinson-Wood and a Mr. Atkinson-Wouldn't.
Oh.
Now, you're a maths teacher.
Absolutely.
You're an art history teacher.
Yep, that's right.
7/8. I didn't think 7/8 was going to be difficult for a maths teacher.
What was a decimal?
Now, can you tell the jury, if the border between America and Mexico is 1,954 miles, if you build a wall which is 10 foot tall, how many standard-sized bricks would you need for that?
Probably about...
Is this a Donald Trump question?
So you guys met in Cambridge.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Then was one of you working in Exeter?
Yes.
Yeah. So
who was that?
That was me. So we met when Meredith was in her first year, and I then got a job working in Exeter.
He was in his third year when we met, so he graduated.
So I graduated, and I got a job in Exeter, and we started commuting to see each other every other weekend. Meredith would come down to see me. I'd come up to see her. It took about 4.5 hours, and I gradually decided that that kind of journey was too far. So I gave up that job, and I took about 6 months off and lived in Cambridge. So we spent lots more time with each other, and that gave us the opportunity to ultimately live together in London. because I knew that Meredith wanted to do a master's in London. So I thought, if I change career, do a PGCE, I can do a PGCE in London, and then with the teaching maths, you can basically go and end up teaching wherever you want, really. People always need maths teachers.
Especially because I'm American, I thought it was a really nice gesture that he was willing to be a teacher because he could teach in America as well. And so he was always really committed that if I decided after I did my master's, if I decided to go back to America, he'd come with me. Yeah. But ultimately we decided to stay in the UK instead.
I'm so sorry to interrupt. Please, excuse me, please sit down, Mr. Pitt. Can I just clarify, Mr. Wood Atkinson?
Yes.
Wood Atkinson? Wood. So you moved from Exeter to London and completely changed your career for this lady?
Yes.
Wouldn't it have been easier just to ditch her and get somebody else?
No.
Just point of clarification, please.
But I think, my lord, you're missing the point. The point is that he chose to move from Cambridge to Exeter in the first place because it wasn't working, was it?
Well, actually, I got the interview for this job only like a month into a meeting. Mm-hmm. So then I thought I've really got to go for this. We realised we could travel, see each other, and we did that for a good year.
We thought it'd be a nice thing actually, because we met in my first year. We thought we could do long distance second year, and that meant that I would still get to have kind of a Cambridge experience. I would still, get to kind of develop as my own person, commute, we'd see each other loads. We did that for a year and a half and decided actually it's much better being together.
Yeah.
Now, Facebook, your friend's mum is your Facebook friend.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Chris refused to be friends with his mum for a long time.
Well, it was back in the day when not many, older people.
Non-students.
Careful, boy.
Non-students were on Facebook. Yeah. So he was friends with his friend's mum instead.
And
not a good choice. No.
And that's
bad choice.
Mrs. Atkinson Wood. That doesn't strike you as being a bit weird?
No, she's a lovely woman.
Sure she is. The reality, though, is you're married for less than 2 years. And you're happy.
Yes.
Absolutely.
But it's the first glows, isn't it?
Oh, no.
You've got no idea, have you? Got no idea. Yeah. What we have at the moment is the start of the irritations. Go on then. Let's start. Let's get it all out there. What are his bad faults? Mrs. Atkinson Wood, go on. Well, let me help you. Is it the socks that aren't put in the laundry basket?
No.
Is it the Lucy that's not put down? Why don't you tell me what it is?
He really loves evidence. I mean, as people of the law, I'm sure you can appreciate this, but I tend to find reassurance in generalizations sometimes. So,
could you explain that?
For instance, we had a situation with dear Enzo. I left Enzo's tins of dog food from the pet store. I left them in my car.
I thought you said you loved them.
No, I left them in the car.
Okay.
So the next day we fed Enzo. He was a bit ill. Chris said, "Oh, I hope it wasn't the dog food. I hope it didn't go off in your car." And I went, "Oh no, it wasn't." And he goes, "How do you know?" I'm like, "It wasn't." That's it.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It's fine. How reassuring, yes? It wasn't. You all believe me. But he likes to have the finer details. So I found the box. I saw that there were no storage instructions. I had not exceeded peak temperature. And he was reassured.
Yes,
it was fine.
I was very reassured. Yeah.
He's a man who's obsessive about detail.
Oh no, he's attentive, not obsessive.
Obsessive.
As a mathematician.
I probably agree. He's attentive, bordering on obsessive.
No.
It's 2 years in, he'll become obsessive. Mr. Atkinson, what are the irritations? Share the irritations with the jury.
Well,
anyone who says there's no irritations means there's loads of irritations.
Well, I suppose when we used to argue a bit when we were driving places. I'm sure we all know that thing where it's the next left. Do you mean that left or that one? Yeah. And now we've got sat nav, so it's fine.
He sometimes wants me to check if the sat nav is taking the right direction. Not always great.
Sat nav doesn't always.
You sound like the sort of person to have two sat navs. Just sure.
But we did survive. We drove to Barcelona and back to watch El Clasico in Easter time, and we are here in one piece and still happily married. So
Yes,
I think
that was
we've
great.
overcome that.
There's a lot of couples, marriages are in difficulties. They decide to have a child as a way of... It's the wrong thing to do. It's the wrong decision to make. You'd never advise anyone to do that. But in this case, you haven't done that. It's not as bad as that. You decided to have a dog, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, you can easily see that as the practice child, though, rather than a relationship-saving device. It's merely the trial run.
And that's a matter for the jury to decide about. and you're so desperate, you brought along Enzo here to try and play on the emotions of this vulnerable jury.
It's very cute.
He is very cute. He's lovely.
And that's not justice. That's waff justice.
Do you wish to re-examine on behalf of the claimants? Do you wish to re-examine at all?
No.
No? Okay. You sure?
Yes.
Okay. Will you please stop interrupting? Oh, you're not. Now, I call on the counsel for the bacon to address the jury.
Members of the jury, I don't want to be the doom-mongerer, but I am going to be the doom-mongerer because I'm asking you, my lord, you should know. I want you to think about this pig, members of the jury. You are going to ask a pig to sacrifice its life for this couple if you were to find for the claimants. What would you be sacrificing its life for? Well, members of the jury, do you remember we had a trial this morning? And do you remember the smile? Now, we've got Julie Garland and Toto the dog.
Where?
Toto was exhibit number 1, my lord. And
Are you bringing Toto on to give evidence?
Oh, well, I think he's got a sore throat at the moment, my lord, but otherwise I would have brought him on straight away. And members of the jury, do you want the pig to go to Julie Garland and Toto? Here they are, prancing down the yellow brick road, having been married for 1 year and 11 days. They have no idea what marriage is about, members of the jury. We need people who've gone through the hard times. Think about your parents, members of the jury. Do they have any bad habits? Of course they do. These couples say they have none. Irritations. Have you seen irritations? Of course you have. You'll be on a curfew when you get home, no doubt, but I'm sure you've seen them. And the arguments. It's all what marriage is about. And yet, we're not seeing it here. They haven't learnt that the Wizard of Oz lives in a box and doesn't actually, in fact, exist. Because the marriage that they are trying to suggest to you exist is a figment of their imagination, members of the jury. We need to see those arguments, don't we, members of the jury? Let's see a show of hands of the married couples who actually enjoy the arguments. Oh, there's a lot of liars in this order. And who enjoys the little irritations and the little snipes and the little I'm going to my own room now? It's part of the fun of the fair, members of the jury. And I'm sure that anybody who's been married for as long as the Craterins were incarcerated, and it looks like there's a few around here that probably feature in that, can remember some of the fun times with the arguments. And as my learned friend has so rightly pointed out, this couple have no idea what marriage is about. And do you want this pig to go down the yellow brick road to find that, in fact, there's only a man in a box at the end of it? Because that would be the situation. So I say, members of the jury, think of the pig. You're not just cutting its leg off, you know. It won't just be a three-legged pig. It will be cut down the middle and handed to this couple. So please, members of the jury, keep the flitch in Dunmow for Dunmow people, because the butchers will be able to put it in the butchers' windows and these good people can all have a piece of it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are you okay? Did you follow all that? Glad you did. I now call on counsel for the claimants to reply.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, I'm going to come.
Where are you going?
I feel restricted by the desk. Ladies and gentlemen, I think here we have an epitomisation
You're not Ken Dodd, are you?
No, I'll only last 10 minutes. Here we have love personified. Look at them. Look at them smiling at each other. It's so beautiful. They clearly are madly in love. Here is a man, Chris, your only ever girlfriend, your first and only ever girlfriend. I look forward to finding out what that is like soon as well.
There's still time.
No, she's looking away. Okay, all right. But also, I'd like to point out, so I don't know if anyone noticed this, this is an incredible victory for Britishness. We've got an American and a Brit together. But I don't know if you noticed when Meredith referred to her husband's passions, she referred to our national sport as football.
Yes.
This is an American who's now been convinced not to use the word soccer anymore. This is a victory for Britishness. This is yes, exactly. Boris Johnson will be very pleased. This is a couple who are clearly madly in love. He changed his career. He changed his whole entire career to be with Meredith. They're now both teachers. They go on holidays together. They go on strikes together. They are... in equal measure. This is a marriage that started on an island, a beautiful island, and now settled down here in a local town of Felsted, and they are clearly deserving of your bacon. The bacon that is for love, and these guys are very much...
Guys, are they both men?
I'm a feminist, I can say what I want. But women, it doesn't matter. But also I'd like to tackle one major issue. There was the lawyers here claim that because they're young, they don't deserve the bacon. They claim that just because they're young, they haven't experienced what actual marriage is like. But what I'd like to put to you, members of the jury, is that actually because they are young, they are more deserving of it. They are clearly, they're in that first year of passionate love. And don't let these old people... Don't let these old people taint you with their bitterness, right? Their bitterness and unhappiness. I'm looking at all of you, right there. Don't let them drag you down, right? We are young, right? We're young people who are madly in love. And look, don't let them... They've dragged us out of the EU. Let's not let them drag us out of the love as well. Okay. That was my risky joke for that one.
I've written it down.
But what I'd like to point out, we have a mum here who discovered them on Facebook and now she likes them. They are together. And also what I would like to appeal to the jury, this is bacon that you're giving to the couple, but more importantly, you'll be giving it to that beautiful dog. And if we could have Enzo could stand up one more time, please. Look, how could you deny that dog some bacon? How could you seriously not let that dog have the bacon? With that, I rest. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Well, we have heard from both sides. We have heard from the claimants claiming that they love one another and that he didn't just trail around after her all around the country because he was so desperate because he hadn't had a girlfriend for a year. And you have heard the love that is in their lives. You have also heard that counsel for the claimants can't spell Chihuahua. Nor indeed can I. But what really worries me is that Enzo over there... Enzo, could you... well, if that's a Chihuahua... So, it's the biggest chihuahua I've ever seen in my life. I don't know about you. Make at least 2 meals, that wouldn't it? So, the question is, do they deserve the bacon or not? Are they in love or not? And you have heard the evidence. Now, I don't want any of this majority verdict nonsense this time.
Thank you.
Or there's going to be big trouble, okay? You will be... I'll use this if it kills me. You will be taken from the... No. So I'm going to ask you now, members of the jury... I'm not going to sum up anymore because we've all heard the evidence. I mean, some of us fell asleep during it. But you will now retire to consider your verdict. Now, summon the jury keepers, please. Mr. Usher.
Call the jury keepers.
Call the jury keepers.
That was a bit slow, wasn't it?
A bit slow there, weren't they? Eh?
What did they have for lunch?
Hello, we've got one. Typical Met goes in different directions, isn't it, all the time? Typical directions.
Well, it's a bit of a novelty. They end up in the same place.
Okay, right hands up.
You're going to get it right this time.
Ah, you said you'd learned it. So the first 2 words are, I do make. Off you go.
2 words I learned.
I do make.
I do make.
Carry on. No, the full version. I do make solemn oath to this court. Come on.
Solemn oath to this court.
That I will. Can you not carry on?
I will.
Truly convey this jury to a place of safety.
Jury. It's fine, jury.
To a place of safety.
To a place of safety.
Where they may consider their verdict.
Where they may consider their verdict.
Without let or hindrance.
Without let or hindrance.
That's very good. From the evidence they have heard.
From the evidence they have heard.
And that I shall defend them.
I shall defend them.
From all outsiders.
From all outsiders.
Until such a verdict.
Until such a verdict.
Not a majority one. Is agreed.
Is agreed.
Thank you very much for your enthusiasm. Take him away. Take him away. Mr. Usher, I too am now going to retire, so can you please clear the court? Thank you.
Please rise.
Thank you very much.
Court will adjourn.
Thank you.
Hold it. You'll be expelled from the court. Oh, any excuse.
We accept no responsibility for personal injuries caused by... You've got a few lawyers present anyway.
Oh, that's a drier opinion.
Hello. I'm awake now. Everything's all right. Lunch has worn off, so that's great. Okay, now then, here we go.
They're very good, aren't they, now?
They're very good, yes. Thank you very much indeed. Please be seated, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Members of the jury, would the foreman please stand? Are you agreed upon a verdict?
We are.
How say you, for the claimants or for the donors of the bacon?
Wait, before you do anything else, can I just say at this point how lovely it is to see former Flitch winners come back. And I know we have some of them outside the door there because they're too tight to buy a ticket.
One over here, Judge.
So there's one over there, there's a couple over there. Can we give them a round of applause, please?
Stand up.
Yeah, I look at that. Flitch, lovely.
Over there.
See? And over there as well. And the thing I find particularly reassuring is that even after all that processed food, they're all still alive. Sorry, were you saying something? Please
After that
continue.
interruption, yes. Would you stand, please? How say you, for the claimants or for the donors of the bacon?
For the claimants.
I've won one.
congratulations. You're obviously very popular winners. So, and I think probably, Chris, this was quite an ordeal, was it for you?
Well, I haven't got my mic on. Can you hear? No, it was good fun. I think I was a bit nervous. I was feeling feeling a bit faint, but it was good. Very, very good.
Oh, that's brilliant. And thank you very much indeed. Thank you for sharing your lives with us.
It's been a pleasure.
And we wish you the very best of life together in the future. And congratulations for making it this far. So, by the verdict of the jury, according to ancient custom, you have been adjudged worthy to take the prescribed oath and receive the much coveted award of a whole flitch of bacon. Calm down. The order of this court is that you be taken to a public place where you will be required to take the said oath, kneeling the while on pointed stones. This done, it will give me much pleasure. It'll give me much pleasure to pass sentence on you. Thank you very much indeed. Case dismissed.
Pray silence for the court chaplain.
Let us pray. God Almighty, we thank you for the generosity and honesty of our claimants in allowing us to share in the celebration of their love and marriage. Console those disappointed by the findings of this court. Rejoice with those surprised by success. Bless all your people here today, and as we leave this court, fill us with happiness and joy. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you very much indeed. Now, the court will now adjourn and retire to form solemn procession, and thence proceed to the place of sentence, our ancient and respected marketplace. Mr. Usher, please call our Honourable Constable of Police.
Call the Constable of Police.
Hang on a minute, I haven't finished. Hang on. I've got a script, I might as well use it. Mr. Usher, please call our Honourable Constable of Police to be present. Now.
Call the Constable of Police.
Call the Constable of Police.
He's eating.
He's having a cream tea.
Look.
Oh my God. Well, I didn't know we got Gilbert and Sullivan here.
So is that what happened to the Dunmow police station? Sorry, I didn't say that. I'm sorry. Constable.
Yes, sir.
Will you please clear your mind? Do you realise you're in contempt of this court?
Always.
Will you put that down, please?
What's for you?
Constable. Oh, right, you're eating it. Would you please clear the Queen's Highway and make it safe for the orderly passage of this court to our ancient marketplace?
I will, Your Honour.
Go.
And good luck on that one.
I know they got cost reductions, but...
Well, shall we pop along there then?
Yeah, let's pop along. Please rise, the court will adjourn.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Please do feel free to follow down. And those people who were discussing bribery with me, the pocket will be open as I walk past. Thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed. Congratulations. Thank you. Yes, try my fish, somebody. Thank you. Well done. Thank you.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? You have to carry us back.
Sorry, it won't have to be late. We'll make the most of it.
Yeah, you have to carry us back.
No, they're not.
Have a big party. Yeah.
And now, please welcome the winners of the Flitch of Bacon, the Atkinson Woods.
Get on with it.
So we come now to the Dunmow Flitch Oath. You shall swear by custom of confession that you ne'er made nuptial transgression, nor, since you are married man and wife, by household brawls or contentious strife, or otherwise, at bed or at board, offended each other in deed or word, or in a 12-month and a day, repented not in thought any way, or since the parish clerk said Amen, wished yourselves unmarried again, but continue true and in desire, as when you joined hands in holy choir.
I so confirm.
Are you sure?
Careful. Since to these conditions, without any fear, of your own accords, you do freely swear, a whole gammon of bacon you do receive, and bear it away with love and good leave, for this is the custom of Dunmow, well known. Though the pleasure be ours, the bacon